Hey everybody, what's going on? How you guys doing today? Welcome to the first ever episode of Planet Zoo. I'll be honest with you, me and my daughter, she's 4-year-old, and she loves playing this game, or she loves sitting here next to me and watching me play this game because the controls are a little bit wonky, but I really love the educational benefit behind this game. It really teaches you a lot about the animals, their preferences, their likes, and it also teaches you good time management. So I think it was really cool to do that with my daughter. But today, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to step away and start a franchise mode. That means this time, we're going to be worrying about money, okay? We're going to be starting up a legit park and worrying about the cash flow process, about making some moolah and making some big decisions to start a franchise, multiple parks and industry, if you will. So today is going to be the day that we make that start. And we're going to start with the good old, I don't know what to name it. I honestly don't know what to name it. We'll name it the Calamari Park, because I'm not really ingenious when it comes to creating new names. And it says here we could change it later. So I'm comfortable with the Calamari Park for now. But let's get started with a brand new place. Look at that, already making rewards. But with the Calamari Park, we got to start a brand new zoo. Press this button right here, and what are we going to pick? What are we going to pick? Should we start with something we know? You know what I mean? I am from North America here, so the climate in this general area is more of a temperate climate. We could even start looking at maybe taiga. Not necessarily. But should we stick to something I know, or should we go crazy and start going into the desert? Ooh. You know, I think we have to stick with something we know, right? So we're going to go with a temperate climate, North America, difficulty medium, you know, because easy is too easy, but hard, I'm not about that as well. And we'll stick with the flat terrain type. So this zoo, we'll call it, I think we could change the name on this one as well. But this will be the Calamari Park, North America. Oh no. Oh no. We hit a character limit here. We'll go with CP North America, okay? All our customers are automatically going to understand that CP stands for Calamari Park, okay? We're just going to keep that in mind and start this park off fresh. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this because I've played this game for several weeks now, trying to understand the mechanics of the game and everything. And I realized that this is very randomized. Okay, so like the animals we get right off the get-go, it's not like the old Zoo Tycoon days where you could actually pick your animals out specifically of an open list of animals. We're limited to what is on the animal trading market, right? So I hope we get some good animals to start off here today. But welcome to the Cranky Calamari Park, North America. Wow, I don't think I've ever been in here. This is beautiful. Very childlike, but I absolutely love it. We could come in here and rework some of this. Actually, I could click, I could click specific things. That's really cool. I didn't know I could actually come in here and customize all this. But I love it. I love it. We'll work on that one day. But today, I think we should go ahead and start, you know, the beginning process of opening up our park. So let's start with a fancy dancy terrain generation, okay? So I've been to a couple parks, and specifically when I was on my honeymoon with my wife. This is about 10 years ago, keep in mind. So, you know, my memory, you know, it's faded in the past year. 10 years. So I remember walking into the entrance of the park, and then immediately there was a river that you had to cross over. So it was a nice scenic route as you came in here. So what I think would be really cool is to kind of, you know, imitate that slightly. So let's do a little bit of eating away at the terrain here. Start off with a nice push here. So let's make this a little bit wider, and we'll push it down here. So nothing too crazy, nothing too deep. And then we'll go ahead and flatten the foundation and make a nice little path this way like this. Make it, you know, not too square, not too circle here, but kind of do this little number. I don't want it to look too generated, but at the same time I kind of want to make it look a little bit more natural. So something along these lines. Let's make it a little bit larger here. Maybe we make a nice lake over in this direction. Oh, yeah. I'm already seeing it come together. And we could have some splits and everything. Now, that's just the beginning of the river. Obviously, we can make the river run around the park here. Kind of a constant theme as you go around the park. It's just this nice river here. But then we'll smoothen out the sides just like this. Give it a nice little smooth look so it doesn't look like it's a straight cliff drop here. And then we could even turn these into habitats for our animals. And I'm thinking if we get lucky, maybe we could start off with like some flamingos. So you walk into the park and you have this nice little flamingo attraction as you walk past. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers. But let's have this nice regal path as you're coming in. Maybe we start with a little bit of cobblestone. We'll keep it, well, you know, make it a little bit bigger here. I think 7 is a good path width here. But let's go ahead and elevate it. Let's do an angle snap. Go down to 45 degrees so we can make these 45-degree angle turns here. But let's go ahead and make one here. And then I kind of want to go up a little bit here and give us these nice little railings. And I think that's going to give us, yeah, this cool little ramp effect here as soon as you walk into the park. But then we come through and we'll come down in the ramp as well. And then we'll just come back out for a regular path like this. Yeah, so there you go, a nice fancy dancy entrance. And we even have a little bit of room over here just in case we want to do a small other habitat. I don't know, maybe something a little bit water developed here. Maybe some some otters or something playing around might be a good idea. I think this is a great start. But let's go ahead and fill this in so we at least know what it looks like with some calm water here. Boop, just like that. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of like it. And I'm pretty sure this isn't that steep so animals can get in and out. At least that's what I'm hoping for. If not, what we have to do here is smooth this out a little bit more, which I think something we can do a little bit more specifically like this. Or maybe we can push it. I really don't know what to do to kind of fix that. But yeah, we'll make that work. We'll make that work. Let's just put this water back in. Yeah, that looks pretty. So first things first, let's go ahead and make a nice little squared off area here. We'll make these lengths just a little bit bigger. We'll go with a 3 length so we can kind of do this little number. Ooh, actually, do I want the curve there? No, let's go back to a 1 and we'll make a nice right hand turn here and a left turn here. And then we could ramp it up to a 3 and give us a nice little distance here. And then we ramp it back down to a 1 so we can make the turn again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this nice fancy little box here in the middle. Yeah, something like this. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So the goal of this square here is I want this very much to be like a walking into Jurassic Park feel, right? So there's going to be this massive building here with this very big observatorium on the top here. That's the goal anyway. Can I do that? Who knows? Who knows? Building in this game is a little bit difficult at times, but I'm really putting myself to the test here. Something I really want to try out is to make like a building like that, kind of like a mayoral government style building here, but kind of converted into I don't know, like a museum, kind of like what they did in Jurassic Park. I don't think I need to explain myself anymore. So all the buildings are going to be right here in the middle, which is going to be kind of confined. So maybe I might have to extend this path up a little bit more to the north here, because we're going to have to need stuff like, for example, the trade center, the keeper hut, the quarantine center, the research center, staff room, veterinary center, and the workshop. So I think the only thing that I don't want to include in this bit right here is probably a keeper hut, because we'll put that a little bit closer to the habitats here. But we at least need to start off with a animal trade center, right? So let's go ahead. We'll face them all inward here. So something like this. We'll skip the keeper hut. We'll do a research center here. And then we'll do a staff center. Let's keep them nice and confined here. We'll give them 2 of them. Just in case we have a little bit of staff issues and they want to all relax at the same time. We can give them a little bit of room to work with. So something like this there. And a workshop right here. And do we need anything else? You know what? We do need a quarantine. So let's go ahead. Where's the door on this guy? Ooh, we could just cap it off like this and really make it confined. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. So let's just move it here for now. And then let's link all of these paths together so that it's just one central path here. And they can get to each building. I think this will be fine. There was a lot of issues connecting these paths to each one of these buildings. Really making it this compact was kind of a struggle, I'll be honest with you. But there are things that I wanted to check. For one, I wanted to make sure that there's no negative impact on guests. So this red line, if guests can be within this red line or this red circle here, then they would be like, oh, I hate the fact that I can see staff buildings and whatnot. So we want to make sure that it's well within this square here and no one's going to be walking here, right? These paths right here are specifically for staff only, okay? So only staff could come over here. And why can't it just be like a straight connection like that? There you go. That looks better. So we don't have to worry about customers coming out here into this middle section. And once we make this actually look like a mayoral building, it's going to look so much better. It really is. But let's go ahead. Now that we have our trading center here, we can start looking at what kind of animals we can get. So if we go into the animal market, for example, maybe I have to press play, go into the, I don't know why. Maybe we gotta go ahead and hire some people. Maybe that might be the first step here. So let's hire. None of my buttons are working. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, time for a relog, I guess? There we go. There we go. Okay, so a relog definitely helped us out. But now we can actually see what kind of animals we can buy, right? Now, there's 2 different options. We could either do conservation points, which you get conservation points by buying animals and releasing them into the wild. So you can start to become this more, ethical zoo, right? So you get conservation points. But right now, I think we are down to only 200 conservation points, and I want to save those from now. So what I want to do is I just want to use money. So we're going to break this down and filter it out so it's only cash listings here. But I want to see what kind of water animals we have, because our first habitat is going to be right around this area right here. So as people are coming into the park, they're stepping over the bridge here and they're coming down into the main area of the park here. I want them to have an animal right there to look at. So let's see what we have. Scrolling through, what are these? Gazelles? Gazelles aren't necessarily a bad option, but I feel like those are more plain animals. Like they live on plains and whatnot, so probably not best for as soon as you walk through into the park here. Ooh, okay. Well, so we have some crocodiles. Are those like the best option to come straight into the park with? Probably not, but right now we're limited into what kind of animals we could actually purchase here. And I'm not seeing too many other options. Ooh, look at these guys. Prairie dogs. I definitely want to get some prairie dogs out here. Okapis? Okapis, they look like kind of like a deer. Let's see, what are these guys? You can press the Zoopedia button. Yeah, it kind of looks like an antelope of some sort. Yeah, Republic of the Congo. Okay, well that's interesting. Maybe not necessarily what I'm trying to go for, but it's interesting. There we go. See, this is what I was looking for. Some flamingos. So we got some greater flamingos here. It looks like there's some good ones here. Look at this. Good immunity, good longevity. Not necessarily fertile, but that's perfectly fine for our first couple animals. And the size is, you know, a little to be desired. But, you know, even the female ones look pretty decent. I think this one right here is going to be our best bet. A little bit smaller, but higher immunity. I want to save some money by not having them get sick more often. So I think, you know, oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name. And probably Mahir here are going to be our best bets. But let's take a little bit of look into them and see where they're from. I guess they're from Europe, Middle East, Asia, and Africa is their main home. Oh, so they're not like just regular flamingos, something that we see here in like our natural zoos. They're actually a little bit more, you know, overseas, more Europe-y and Asia and Africa. Okay, awesome. That's interesting. They enjoy warm environments. And I guess other than that, they're pretty much just regular flamingos, right? The main thing that I want to see here is that they are from temperate biomes, from Africa, Asia, and Europe. So when we're designing their habitats, that's something to keep in mind, right? Another thing I want to see is I want to see how many we should put in this one little habitat. Ooh. Oh, well, okay. Well, keep in mind that we're not going to put 500 flamingos in one little habitat area here, but that's good to know. We need to at least get 10, though, which is interesting because there's not 10. We can't just buy straight up 10, but we could buy 4, start out with 4 or 5, and then go from there. But it's good to note that we don't need, you know, a certain amount of males and a certain amount of females. It could just be a random number, which is fantastic. Okay, well, that's great. So let's go ahead and do this. There's 5 in the animal trading. So we need a land requirement of 336 meters squared, but we want to get up to, let's just say 15. Okay, that's a good number for us. So we need just under 500. And then 300 in water requirements. So I don't really know the best way to find this out other than starting to work on our habitat. So without further ado, what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I am going to purchase these bad boys, flamingos. There you go, these guys right here. And we're just going to go ahead and straight up buy every single one of them, which is only 4, which is perfectly fine. And we're going to get started making us a habitat right here in this spot right here. Whew. That's a big thing. obviously it needs a little bit more TLC when it comes to these fences right here. I think I want to make it a little bit more of a gradual slope so it comes down in this fence rather than having this weird abrupt angle at it. But I like the way this is turning out. I also made this little walkway here, which I think is super sick. We add some more foliage here, you know, add some trees and whatnot, and some, you know, algae or whatnot in the water here, and I think this is going to look absolutely beautiful. But this is just the staff entrance here, so people could actually get in here and you know, help out the flamingos if they absolutely need to. I also added a bunch of rocks all the way around here, as well as a glass barrier down here, so the flamingos can't come over to this side of the lake, which I think is a really cool addition, because that means we can make another habitat right here with something different, a new type of animal. I don't know what yet. I have nothing else in mind, but I think that'll be a really cool addition. And when I find things like waterfalls, like for some reason I could not find waterfalls, like there's nothing here in anywhere that I go, in facilities, waterfall, nothing. Nature, you know, obviously if I take away the tropical and Asia look and I look up waterfall, once again, nothing in there. Same thing with habitat and barriers. I just can't find waterfalls. But I thought a waterfall would be really cool right here. As soon as you walk through, you see this nice atmospheric waterfall here. Maybe something over here as well. But I also made this ledge, which I think is really cool, because what I'm thinking we can do here is let's just stick with the cobblestone feel. We'll make the width here once again 7. Actually, we'll make it 6 going out this way here. And what I was thinking we can do is we come up in this direction, do a little bit, let's do that, and make a little bit, let's just do some stairs, right? And then come up this way, and then go down. Ooh, can I not go this way? That's interesting. Well, that's not what I was hoping for, but I wonder if we can maybe come around like this. Yeah, I mean, it'll work. It'll work for now until we work some things out. But it's this really cool, like, little pathway here. So if you wanted to see the flamingos more specifically, you could come up this way and look out into the flamingo exhibit. On top of that, I also want to do another path like here-ish. Ooh, that looks ugly, especially with the rocks there. This angle snap is kind of difficult to work with at times. But if we do something like this, for example, and then maybe we could even merge this, right? Is that something we can do? Oh, maybe not. Well, we'll work on this little angle here later. But essentially what's happening is here you could go over here and view the flamingos, as well as up here on this bridge, and then over here as well. So without further ado, I think it's time. We need to start putting these bad boys in here to see if they even like the exhibit. So we got to buy staff guys, right? So we need to buy a keeper for one. That's 100%. We also need a veterinarian and a mechanic, okay? Because what's going to happen here is these guys are then going to be able to put the flamingos in here. Mechanic's going to be able to upkeep the facility, as well as all these buildings here. And then the, what is this, a vet? I don't remember what I bought. But they're just going to be able to work on this place right here. And I think that's the best thing for us. So let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and get this animal trading here. We have 4 flamingos. We'll go ahead and click them all and send them to send. There we go. Invalid destination. Oh wait, do I have to play this for a second? Let's select all, send to zoo. Huh. Oh, you know what? I have to add null barriers. Yeah, that's what I forgot to do. I don't think I have to be too precise with this, but if I do, then I'll just go back to it. Okay, so now this is an actual habitat now. So if I press play, animal trading, click all these guys, send to zoo, I could actually send them to this habitat right here. Fantastic. Relocating, relocating, relocating. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. Okay, there's a lot happening right now. So I need a power generator too. Oh, geez. Oh, and I need a keeper hut, obviously. Okay, so these are things that I obviously need to do before we keep on going here. I need to put in a keeper hut, and I'm thinking about putting it right here. But I wonder if that's going to give a negative impact? And if so, that's going to be rough for us. So let's see here. Where is the keeper hut? There we go. So if I do this little number right here, and I move it back, let's say, into the rock. Can I not move it into the rock? Well, that's kind of disappointing. Is this going to give us a negative impact? That's the question, right? So if I put the keeper, oh, that just looks so ugly. I don't want to put it there. I really don't want to put it there. Should I just include it in these guys right here? I think I should. I think I should. So let's just go ahead. We'll edit this group right here. How do I do this? Edit group, split from group, add to group. There we go. This works. So if I add a keeper hut right here, is that going to make that negative impact? No, it doesn't reach the path, so we're good. So now we have a keeper hut, but we also need a power generator. So let's go ahead and get a transformer here, which I believe this has a bigger range for impact here. So for example, if I put it right here, that's definitely going to have a negative impact on the, yeah, you can see the circles coming out this way. So maybe we move this. This is really weird. I had to reconfigure this whole entire thing because for some reason right here, I can't link up to the path. But you know what? I think we're just going to have to deal with it for now. It's going to be a weird building here, but best thing is it's not interfering with any of the surrounding paths. Maybe a little bit. Nope, we got some room right there. So everything is good here, and we got this generator, which means everything is 100% powered. We're going to have to think about water treatment in the near future, but for now, I just want to see, are these flamingos going to be able to make it across here? Let's see. Low welfare. Okay, yeah, I'm aware, but can you cross this bridge here? Please say you can. I want to make sure this is maneuverable. Is there only one flamingo? So let's see here. I believe there's a habitat. Oh man. Okay, so we can't actually get across that bridge. Oh no. That absolutely sucks. Okay, so what I was really hoping for was that he was going to be able to walk across the bridge, but it looks like he can't, and he's limited to this space right here. Well, to be honest, I don't know if I can make it so the birds can get across the bridge here. And I love the fact that you could see through it. So there's these nice little slits here so you can see the water below. I think if I were to put anything underneath as far as like wood, or if I put, you know, maybe some feeding trays or something underneath here, I think that would take away from how good the bridge looks. So I don't want to do any of that. But there is a way to get the flamingos from this little cave area to the center point here, and I'm just gonna have to remember every single time that I put something into this habitat that that's gonna be what we're gonna have to do. Essentially, and I kind of planned this out perfectly. Look at this. He's coming with another flamingo here. He's gonna put this bad boy here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click him, just like this, move, and I'm gonna click where I want him to move. So he's just gonna go into a box and jump over here. So it's one extra step, right? But you can see now, if I go to habitat, they have this whole entire terrain to go around and swim around in. The one big issue I'm seeing is they can't really go in these white spots here, and I'm thinking it's because it's a little bit too steep, right? So what we're gonna have to do now is ease out this progression here, and I think I could do that really quick. can live with that. There's some places where they can't get up, like right here, and then even over here there's a little bit of cracks here where they can't get up, but a majority of the island now, they at least can. So that's good. I'm glad that we got that taken care of. And we have our 4th flamingo coming in here now. So I think let's just finish this up, this whole entire episode up, and just start doing a little bit of terrain work. We're going to have to get this guy. Hi, buddy. Welcome to the zoo. This is Nihon, everybody. Welcome, Nihon. Move him over here to the main part of the island. And I believe I only purchased 4 flamingos, so that's good. Because I believe this island is pretty small. In the future, we might have to expand this island a little bit, move these rocks a little bit back further here, and make this island a little bit longer. But for now, I think this is perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and go into these flamingo guys here and look up like terrain. We're going to need to put some hard shelter here. It looks like their land mass and everything is perfectly fine. We don't need to make a bigger area for them, so that is beautiful. As far as environment goes, though, you can see they could use a little bit more coverage, just a little bit, not too much. So what I want to do is I want to put some like lily pads and stuff in the water here, maybe 1 or 2 trees here to give them a little bit of cover. And then we're going to have to do some enrichment in the future. But on top of that, in the same time lapse, what I need to do is I need to realize that there's some key points of interest here. A lot of people have picked up residence here on this bridge, so we're going to have to put a donation box here, maybe one here as well, and it looks like people are even coming up here, so a donation box up here might do us pretty well as well. And then on top of that, we also got to do some TVs and stuff to teach people about the flamingos. So let's go ahead and kick our last time lapse off for today with a little bit of flamingo time lapsing. And we're finito barito. I absolutely love this. Look how beautiful it turned out. Now, granted, I wanted to put more, foliage here, and I wanted to make sure that these rocks right here were covered by some bamboo or something so we could smooth out the rough edges. I specifically don't like how you're seeing this rock face right here. I don't necessarily like that. I would love to have some bushery over here in this wall. On top of that, I would love to ease out some of the ground here. It just looks very plain. Nothing too much going on here. But I'm hitting an issue, and maybe you guys know a way to fix this, but I've maxed out my coverage. Animal has adequate plant and tree coverage. So for example, if I put some more trees or some more greenery around, the animal's not going to like that. And I don't necessarily know how to get around it other than planting some trees and stuff on the outside of the exhibit. So that way, or the habitat rather, so that way it looks like it has a little bit more in it than it does. but I don't know what else to do. I'm a little bit confused. But let's press play here. Look at this. We got our education centers going on, and we're hoping to make our first dollar. Who's gonna... You guys. Ah, fantastic. Look, oh wow, we're making a lot of money, more money than I was really expecting to make right off the get-go. Look at that, $580 there, $80 over here, and I bet you these guys up here are donating as well. Let's see. Well, only $20, but I'll take it. And eventually, once they start roaming out here into the main part of the park here, they have some more areas to donate as well. So look at that, making some moolah. Oh, and look at this. Added bonus, because animals can't cross this bridge, but keepers can. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Okay. Well, okay, a little bit bumpy right here and a little bit bumpy right here. But other than that, the bridge works perfectly fine. And guys, I think this is a great place to end our episode. Of course, there's still things that we want to do with this exhibit. We want to go ahead and maybe turn this into more of like a Asian style pagoda or something. But for now, I think this is perfectly fine. And these guys are pretty happy, minus their enrichment. Now, once we do a little bit of researching on them, we'll get some more enrichment for them and make them a whole lot more happy, right? But that's a project for another day. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Comment, because I want to see how I can get better at this game. You know, I'm still relatively new, so it'd be really nice to get some you know, communication going on and giving me a little bit of hints and pointers and whatnot. That would be fantastic. Anyway, guys, much love, and I'll talk at you guys next episode. Episode? Squawk!